What's going on, guys? Now, a while back, I uploaded this video. It was, an analysis video from crystal shard sales from 2021 versus this current year, 2024. And I'm going to be making a part two because almost all those cards have sold again in the past in the past month. Almost all those cards have sold again. And I'm going to be comparing their July of 2021 raw price. I believe it's March of 2024 raw price, and their June of 2024 PSA 10 prices. So all 8 cards that I'm talking about this video, except for one of these cards did not have a sale in March of 2024 for the raw, but it did have a 2021 raw sale and a June 2024 PSA 10 sale. So I will include that one in this video. So there's 8 total cards I'm talking about today. And once again, I want to give a shout out to my man Shard Life. The 2021 raw sales is data collected by him and kept by him, and he gave me permission to use the data. So I just want to say thank you to him again. And the very first card, and I will display all the sales next to me. As you see right now, it should be showing up raw 2021, raw March 2024, and PSA 10 June 2024 are the sales, and I'll have the numbers below it and the card somewhere over here. Now, the very first card we're talking about is Valkyrie. Now, Valkyrie in July of 2021 sold for $886. In March of 2024, it sold for $405 raw, so less than half. And most recently in a PSA 10 in this month of June, it did $545, which is, it's low. Now, there's really 2 ways to look at this. You could say, well, Fortnite trading cards are incredibly down. A PSA 10 of a pretty good card only sold for $545. Or you could say a Fortnite trading card sold for $545. We don't have a very huge market. How many people are actually after Valkyrie PSA 10? Not too many. And for it to still get $545, that's a lot of money for a trading card, especially for this niche of a hobby. That's a good number, And since we've seen that $886 sale, we know there's room to grow, and we know in my personal opinion, not investment advice, we will get up to those 2021 sales once again. So for Valkyrie, going from $886 to $405 in the raw, and then going from $886 to $545 in a 10, that's not great, but that's still a lot of money for a Fortnite trading card. Now, the next card is Omen. In 2021, he did $519. In March of this year, he did $355. Now, in this month, in a PSA 10, he did $455. Now, once again, $455 for a Fortnite trading card. That's a lot of money for a Fortnite card. And, Omen, he's a decent card. He's definitely not as good as Valkyrie, but he's still a pretty good card. Legendary, not a bad one to have. You don't see him too often either. So I'd say the 355 raw was incredibly strong. You'll notice there's a trend that all these raw prices are very strong compared to what their PSA 10s were, which I don't really get that. It's definitely odd. But all these are confirmed sales on 130 point, and they were all paid for as far as I know, and as far as we all know. But yeah, Omen for $455 and a 10, you could say it's weak, or you could say, like I said, it's strong. And then $519 for a raw back in 2021 is a pretty big number. Now, the next card is Havoc, who he sold for $585 in 2021. And this year, in March, raw, both are raw, he sold for $580. So only a $5 difference between 2021 and 2024 for Havoc, which is definitely very strange. And then he goes and sells for $817 in a PSA 10, which makes sense to me. I mean, typically I'd say a PSA 10 should be at least double the raw, but that $580 sale was incredibly, incredibly strong. So, that's that $580 sale. He's probably a $400 card, I'd say, is a fair evaluation for a raw Havoc is $400. And for him to sell for $817 in PSA 10, it's a very fair very strong sale. I'd say that's a good sale almost. Now the next card is Oblivion 2021, $560. March of 2024 went up $50, went from $560 to $610. Now that is a really big number for Oblivion, especially in 2024. I was bidding on that card. Was it 275 or 250? It was something in the high 200s I put on that card. You know, I thought I had a chance. Obviously, I didn't. Ended up selling for basically triple that. And this year, in a PSA 10, she sold for $405, which is a great price. You know, that's a good buy. I personally like Oblivion. I did not buy it for a PSA 10. I just didn't feel like shelling out $400. But I do think it's a good buy. And like I was making the point earlier with Omen and Valkyrie, 405 for a Fortnite trading card right now, not bad. Especially with the way all cards are, they're all down. And, you know, that's just strong. Next, we have Deadfire, who, you know, this is one of my personal favorite cards, and I do own him in a PSA 10. In 2021, he sold for $677 raw. In March of 2024, he sold for $538. So not a huge decline for that 3-year time span. And then just recently, he sold for $760 in a PSA 10, which me personally, I value him a lot more than that. But the raw sale before this $530 this year, I bought one in 2023 for $260. So $760 for a PSA 10, basically triple what I paid for mine. I mean, basically triple what I paid for a raw. Me personally, I believe raw should be 1/3 of a PSA 10. So a 10 should be a 3x multiplier from a raw to a 10. That's just what I personally believe. And if you take the Deadfire sale before this 538, it shows that, which is, I'd say, strong. So $760 is a good price for what Deadfire should be worth. Now next we have Fate in 2021. She did $450, and this was an interesting one. In March of 2024, she did $560. She went up $110. And now, in June of 2024, her PSA 10 sold for $460, which is only $10 more than what she sold for raw in 2021, which really doesn't seem too extreme to me. I mean, these raw 2021 prices have seemed to be close to a current PSA 10 price. Now, all cards are down from 2021, and I feel like eventually, like I said earlier, we're going to get up back to that point where the cards are going to be worth what they were in 2021. Now, the next card is Enforcer. I do own Enforcer in a PSA 9. He is a PC card for me, like Deadfire is. And in 2021, he sold for $820. In March of 2024, he sold for $355. And most recently in a PSA 10, he did $405. Me personally, I paid around $230 for a PSA 9, which I thought I was getting a decent price. The person I bought it from was happy with it. I was happy with it. And for $405 in a PSA 10, I mean, that's less than double, but, you know, that's just the way it goes. Cards are down. And $355 for a raw is an incredibly strong sale for Enforcer. And something I've seen that I kind of just don't like as of late is PSA 9s are selling for equal to or less than raws. You know, because people want to go up to that PSA 10. But in my personal opinion, that does not mean a PSA 9 is worth less than a raw. But that's just what I believe. And it's unfortunate that we are kind of seeing that. But Enforcer, $355 raw, and then he goes to $405 and a 10. That's rough, but it is what it is. All cards are down. And like I was talking about earlier, that's still $405 for a Fortnite trading card. Now, the final card is the Visitor, and he did not have a March 2024 raw sale, but he does have a June 2024 PSA 10 sale and a July 2021 raw sale. So in 2021, the Visitor sold for $562, and as I said, there is no March sale. But this most recently, he sold for $860, which is a strong, I believe that is an incredibly strong sale for the Visitor. And I should say I do own him in a PSA 9. So a 10 going for $860. I paid $300 for him raw, just so everybody knows. And I graded him. Got a PSA 9 for my boy Black Ash. Shout out to him. Absolute legend. I also bought the Enforcer from him too. So, but yeah, going from 562 in 2021 to 860 in a PSA 10 in 2024. I see no problem with that. That's a win in my opinion, because those 2021 prices were so incredibly strong. And then to see him still sell for $300 more than a 10 3 years later. As an Enforcer holder, an Enforcer as a visitor holder, as a visitor collector, as a visitor investor, I see nothing wrong with this, and I see this sale as a win. Now, I just want to end this video off by saying, I've been seeing a lot of people saying Fortnite cards are down, they're dying, they're never going to get back up. Me personally, not investment advice, I believe they will eventually get back up, and us really true collectors will be able to capitalize on these low sales. What people are saying are dirt cheap prices. Us true collectors, these diamond hand collectors that I know in this Fortnite trading card hobby, will be able to reap the benefits of these what we call low sales. Now, I just want to say this to end off the video, because if you say, $545 for a Valkyrie 10 is dirt cheap, well, now you can get a card that you like for that cheap, and you can hold it and wait for it to go back up. Not investment advice. And I'm going to be doing the same thing. That's why I'm holding 16 shards, and I'm still out here buying. I'm out here stacking. I'm out here collecting. Now, that's just the way it is. That's how I personally believe it. And like I said, not investment advice. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.